continue with our discussion on questions of capacitors as we continue our test, we will say. ग्राफ की शेप होती है. मैं एक सवाल बना. Let's see you trying to work it out. ठीक है? It is one of my favorite questions, and if you are able to work this out, I think you're on. Each capacitor is C microfarad. You have to determine the equivalent capacity across A and F. Determine the equivalent capacity across A and F. ठंडा दिमाग. All branches have a capacitor. बिल्कुल ठीक है. Each is C. Boys and girls, there could be a slight change in program. You have a test on Sunday. Multiple choice. ठीक है? A few students would take a written exam. ठीक है? I want Maninder to take a written exam. This Jasleen to take a written exam, and Jinya and Cherry to take a written exam. Jay to take a written exam. The rest of you are all on for a multiple choice paper. C. Do you have a class with us this year on Sunday? No. So this means that we can have a test at around 8 o'clock, let's say. I can have the first one at 6:30, and you will be on at 8 o'clock. 5C? No. Come on, boys and girls, I want to start with current lecture today. Take it there. That's a better seat. And I was planning something for you. The next Sunday, you are going to have your Monday off. Tuesday. If I no, Tuesday if I come back on time from the Dharamshala, then we'll have a class. Otherwise, you can have a test on electrostatics. यहाँ छोड़ जाऊँगा मैं, ठीक है? And next Sunday we are going to plan your first T20. ठीक है? Physics, electrostatics, of which you will take a couple of tests through the week. एक तो संडे को ही है, एक ट्यूसडे को दे दोगे या थर्सडे को दे दोगे, and then on Sunday you take a T20. You have to नहीं जी, हैं जी, नहीं जी, नहीं जी, no. They're not seeing the breathing. It's a good question. Is everything in it? And there's everything in it. मैं तो भी देख रहा था, मैं हुआ तो पढ़ा.
C/5.
नहीं जी. इसमें एक ब्रिज छुपा बैठा है. एक जो आपको असाइनमेंट दी थी मैंने, उसके क्वेश्चन बहुत अच्छे हैं. It contains all sorts of questions. Have you worked it out?
Yes.
उसके सोल्यूशन ले जाना मेरे से आज. What? नहीं, अच्छा आपका टेस्ट हुआ था जो टेस्ट हुआ था उसमें से कैपेसिटर्स के क्वेश्चन नहीं किए थे, तो उसके बाकी सारे क्वेश्चन कर लो सॉल्व. ठीक है. हाँ जी. 6C/2. It means 3C. Putting a small mistake somewhere. आसान है, वैसे ऐसी बात नहीं. देखो मैं बेइज्जती करने देता नहीं, उसे कर सकते हो सारे. Please observe. Actually, these two are in series. These two are also in series. These two are also in series. These two are also in series. These two are not in series. Thus, across these 2 points, you have 3C/2. C and C/2. 3C/2. Between any 2 dots, these ones, you have a single capacitor of capacity. Okay. Here goes. Here I guess applied to that. This is C. This is C. This is C. This is also 3C/2. This is also 3C/2. This is also. The two 3C/2s are in series, giving me 3C/4. We have this as C. We have this as C. We have this as C. We have this as 3C/4 and this also as 3C/4. 3C/4. I have deliberately drawn it in a manner which clearly indicates that it's a bridge. 3C/4 by 3C/4 is C/C. This is meaningless. And then you have this and this. 3C/4 and C in series. 3C/7. 3C/7 meaningless. Same potential and an equivalent of 6C/7. Oh, wonderful. In the assignment that you have tomorrow, let's take up all doubts of capacitors in the assignment. And it would be a good practice for you. Right? Though the test contains the entire electrostatics, and you need to do a lot of questions on electric potential because उसके बहुत बन जाते हैं. थ्योरी में उसके कम बनते हैं सवाल, पर मल्टीपल में बहुत बनते हैं. रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ पोटेंशियल, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, इक्विपोटेंशियल, electric field lines. I think it's a wonderful topic, and you can revise your entire thing. I hope you are dividing your time. Okay? Divide it in a manner so that capacitors तो हो गए, field कर लो और potential कर लो. बाकी उससे पहले तो ऐसे ही है ना. Let's start with the new unit today, and it's going to be pretty enjoyable working with electric current. The first, I think we have 3 lectures, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Half a lecture rather, maybe tomorrow we discuss the doubts of capacitors, all good questions. Very good questions on capacitors. You have not worked them out. It means we have just 2 lectures. You will not study anything on electric current at all. You will do it on Monday. बिल्कुल आसान है, theoretical part है बहुत आसान. ठीक है जी? the electric current. Boys and girls, what we have done up to now is a static situation. Still, when we had one body at mainly a capacitor at a higher potential and another at a lower potential, when we join them by a wire, the current, the charge flows from high potential to low potential. And it is that rate of flow of that charge. It is the rate of flow of that charge which will be called current. It means during that time, current flowed from higher potential to lower potential. Though nothing actually moved from the body at higher potential to lower potential. Actually, electrons moved from lower potential to higher potential. But because the concept of current came into being much earlier, then we came to know the cause of current, that it is really electrons which are moving from a lower potential to a higher potential. Earlier it was thought there is definitely something called a positive charge which actually moves from it was thought to be a fluid which moves from a higher potential to a lower potential, but later we realized that this is not the case. So हमने क्या किया कि direction of current was thought to be the direction of flow of positive charge only, and that is called conventional current. That is called conventional current. दूसरा current is called electronic current. We rarely mark it, though marking it is not an offense. Okay? So we will always mark the flow of charge. Now, coming to the same point, listen to me very carefully again. Charge was flowing from a higher potential to a lower potential. कब तक? जब तक पोटेंशियल बराबर नहीं होता. And at that time, the charge stops flowing and we say there is no current. It means if we are studying electric current, that is the continuous flow of charge. It means something has to be permanently at a higher potential and something has to be permanently at a lower potential. A current will flow simply trying to equalize the potential. Simply always trying to equalize the potential, which will never become equal. Just as if I have this conductor, one end is at 50 degrees C, this is at 10 degrees C. Heat will flow from at high temperature to कब तक? But if I maintain this at 50 degrees centigrade by constantly heating it, and I maintain this at 0 degrees centigrade by putting it in freezing ice, so heat is going to continue flowing. Because it wants to equalize the temperature, which it never will be able to equalize because I have maintained it. It means if in a conductor I am able to maintain a potential ka difference, this means current could always flow from higher potential to lower potential. It is actually the electrons which are moving from the rate at which this charge is flowing is called electric current. Another most important thing, which could be very confusing. A very important question in electrostatics is, what is the electric field in a conductor placed in an external electric field? Zero. The answer is zero. But when we apply a potential difference across the ends of a conductor, we are actually establishing an electric field inside the conductor. So in this situation, there is an electric field within the conductor, and that is what is making the electrons move from one end to the other. When we say potential difference and electric field are synonymous things. The rate of change of potential is called electric field. Thus, in electrostatics, when we say the electric field in a conductor is zero, we are not maintaining a potential difference across its ends. We are simply placing a conductor in an external electric field. उसके अंदर एक इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंड्यूस हो जाती है जो अप्लाइड फील्ड को कंप्लीटली कैंसिल कर देती है. That is why the net electric field inside a conductor is zero. The surface of a conductor placed in an external electric field. That is why I was very emphatic about these things. The surface of a conductor placed in an external electric field is an equipotential surface. An electric field lines would enter or leave. Normal surface. But here, when we apply a potential difference across the ends of a wire, which is the conductor, it means we are establishing an electric field inside the conductor. And this electric field is non-conservative in nature. Now, how do we do it? How do we maintain? Because if you want a constant flow of charge, you will have to maintain the potential difference across the ends of a conductor. It will always try to equalize it. That is done by a cell. That is done by a cell. 10 years back, before we started with current, cell का एक chapter होता था, like Lange's cell, Daniel's cell, बड़े shock से पढ़ाते थे हम. Now it is no longer a part of the sugar syllabus and there will be a reference here and there. ठीक है जी? So let's start putting it down. The rate of flow of charge is called electric current. The rate of flow of charge is called electric current. I would say it is dq by d by dt of q rather than saying that it is q by d. Right? For a constant current, the rate of flow of charge is constant. सेल लिखते हैं क्या होता है? It is a device which maintains, please underline the word maintains. It is a device which maintains the potential difference across the ends of a conductor. It is a device which maintains the potential difference across the ends of a conductor. A, B. Okay? The small hillocks show that when charge will flow, they incur a certain resistance. So इसलिए वो पहाड़ियों से बना है. Now I have, this is a cell. This is the positive terminal of a cell. This is the smaller one is a negative terminal of a cell. Okay? This is a key here. Here? Key here. When we press the key, it means A is at a higher potential. And B is at a lower potential. क्योंकि conductor which there is an abundance of free electrons, thus electrons will move from here. Electrons inside the conductor begin to move from a lower to a higher potential. electrons inside the conductor begin to move from a lower to a higher potential. And it will keep on happening because we are maintaining a potential difference. Okay? Current is said to flow from higher potential to lower potential. Current is said to flow from higher potential to lower potential. This is by convention. This is by convention as the direction of current is basically the direction of flow of positive charge. अब समझ आई बात? As the direction of current is basically the direction of flow of positive charge. Suppose karo there are some ions moving in dilute sulfuric acid. Okay? The H plus ions would be moving in one direction and the sulfate ions would be moving in the opposite direction. But the current due to both of them will be in the same direction. The positive ions moving in this direction. This is the direction of current. Negative ions moving in this direction means something positive moving in this direction. So if we have positive and negative charged particles moving in opposite directions, that would constitute current in the same direction, because the direction of current by convention is the direction of flow of positive charge. If a certain positive charge really is flowing from A to B, the current will be from A to B. But in a conductor, we have free electrons as charge carriers. Charge carriers can be positive as well as negative. In a conductor, charge carriers are free electrons, which are negatively charged particles. That is why there is no flow of any kind of positive charges in a conductor. But there can be positive charge carriers as well as negative charge carriers. The direction of flow of positive charge would be the direction of current. If we have negative charge flowing in a certain direction, the cause of current could be the flow of those negative charges, but the current because of them would be in a direction. It will automatically, because I made you write this. The electrons begin to move from lower to higher, and it is said to flow from higher to lower. Okay? This is by convention, as the direction of current is basically the direction of flow of positive charge. I think this sums it up. Okay. एक और बहुत जरूरी बात है. Question. Current of 5 amperes. अच्छा, एक मिनट. यहाँ पे ना, we can go back here. We can go back here and let's say that dq is I dt. If the q would be integral of I dt. And if I is constant, q will be I dt. Okay? I is constant, charge is not constant. If I is constant, the rate of flow of charge is constant. Question. current of 5 amperes passes through a wire for 1 minute. For 1 minute. What is the charge on the wire? Are you sure you're multiplying it correctly? Are you sure you're multiplying it correctly? Are you sure I would ask such a question? The answer is 0. बड़ा मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हैं जी, बड़ा मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हैं जी, ठीक है। सो करंट ऑफ 5 एम्पीयर फिर दिखा दूंगा, टेस्ट लूंगा पेपर में, फिर दिखा दूंगा गलत, उसके बाद मत करना, ठीक है। A current of 5 amperes passes through a wire for 1 minute. What is the net charge on the wire? Underline the word on. The answer is 0. Actually, a charge of Q is equal to 5 into 60 is equal to 300 coulombs passes through the wire in this time. Actually, a charge of 300 coulombs passes through the wire in this time. That's a good answer, Prabhu. Charge entering the conductor is always equal to charge leaving the conductor. Charge entering the conductor is always equal to charge leaving the conductor. I'll just tell you, Dipali, Shreya, what actually happens. Remember, if there are free electrons in, what an interesting chapter, what a galat jawab do. If there are free electrons inside a conductor, like sometimes I ask a student, there are 10 raised to the power 49 number of free electrons inside a conductor. What is the charge on the conductor? It is not 10 raised to the power 49 into 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19. हाँ, those could be the number of free electrons inside. वो भी बहुत ज़्यादा होते हैं, ऐसे भी बहुत ज़्यादा होते हैं, ठीक है? In a conductor, the atom is electrically neutral. आपने किसी electrons का लेन देन नहीं किया. Those are simply free electrons. They are not bound to the atom. They can move throughout the material. They are basically charge carriers. They are not charges. Actually, electrons have charge, but there are equal number of protons inside the atoms of inside the atom. So please see that presence of free electrons never means the material is charged. What really happens is, okay, under the influence of the potential difference or the electric field that is set up in the conductor, the electrons begin to move from B to A and actually move out from here. But that does not make it charged, because the electrons moving out of a body would result in the material acquiring a positive charge. But what happens is that an equal number of electrons move from a negative terminal and enter it. And this is a dynamic process. This is a dynamic process. The electrons leaving from here at any time would always be equal to the electrons entering it at any time. And at a later stage of the chapter, we would formulate a law called Kirchhoff law. We will say that the current entering the conductor is always equal to current leaving the conductor. The bottom line for today's question is that when we establish a current through the wire doesn't get charged. Though the charges, the free electrons in the material move through the conductor from a lower potential to a higher potential, the moment something passes out, it's just like if we have a pipe full of water. If we have a pipe full of water, you attach the pipe to a tap. I hope it's a very good example now. The moment you attach the pipe to a tap, you establish a pressure ka difference. The amount of water leaving the pipe from that side is always equal to the amount of water entering the pipe. The total amount of water, I started with that the pipe was already full. Level, the pipe is already full. No water will move out from there. Attach this to a tap. A continuous flow will be maintained. Kab tak? Till the pressure difference is there. This पानी वाला example is accidental. Okay? So net charge on a wire carrying current is always zero. लिख लो ये चीज लिख लिया. Net charge on a wire carrying current is always zero. Drift velocity. During the discussion, and it's a long discussion, the definition of drift velocity will come somewhere in between. Definition. It's a very interesting story and a very important story. We have to establish an electric current in a conductor. What we do is we take a cell and connect it across the wire, which maintains the potential difference across the ends of the conductor. An electric field is set up inside, and the electrons will begin to move from. If a charge Q is passed through a potential difference V, and as it comes out of the region, it will possess a lot of kinetic energy. Q into V is half mv square. Remember, Q into V is the work done, and that is equal to half mv square. Do you think that the electrons inside the wire would also shoot through the wire and come out with a large kinetic energy? Why?
Positive charges with the protons, उदाहरण देके interactions होगी वो ज़्यादा nuclear charges are very strong.
Exactly. एक तो बात ये है कि भी अकेला नहीं है जिसके ऊपर पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस लगाया गया है. अब बाहुबली का शो हो और दरवाजा खुला हो और कोई डिसिप्लिन ना हो, तो दरवाजे खुलेंगे तो सारे जाएंगे, तो सारे भाग के तो जा नहीं सकते. जाएंगे ऐसे जैसे एमेनो टकरा मारते हुए जाएंगे, खाली हो तो भाग के जाएंगे. So what really happens is, if despite a force acting on them constantly, their kinetic energy would not increase, because there will be collisions of the electrons amongst themselves and the atoms and ions of the materials, kernels and all that, and that is the cause of resistance in the wire. This means, what I'm trying to tell you is that despite having a potential difference, means despite being under the influence of an electric field all the time, the electron will not gain kinetic energy. They will collide amongst themselves, and these collisions are inelastic in nature. These collisions are inelastic in nature. By inelastic we mean that they will lose their kinetic energy and they will have to start afresh, because the force was always acting on them. And these collisions happen in a very short interval of time, not a random. these time intervals between collisions are also not equally timed. How can they be? How can they be? But they are very quick. It means during the time there is a collision, at that time the kinetic energy is increasing. But that time is very short. Very, very short. On an average, it could be 10 to the power minus 6 seconds, minus 8 seconds. On an average. We are talking on an average basis because the collision can happen anytime. And on an average basis, this time would be called relaxation time. Rightly so. उधर टक्कर मारी जंदा बेचारा. It is relaxing during the time of forces acting on it. वो फिर टक्कर हो जाती है. थोड़ी सी kinetic energy फिर gain करता है, फिर टक्कर हो जाती है. And by the time it is out of the wire, its energy is well almost the same as it was the very first time it began to move just before the first collision. समझ आई बात? The collisions are inelastic in nature, and the average time between two successive collisions would be called relaxation time. And despite a force acting on it constantly, the electron will not accelerate through the wire. That is why the word is drift. Drift. मतलब उसकी स्पीड बढ़ रही है, फिर जीरो, फिर गई, फिर जीरो, फिर गई, फिर जीरो. We have to write all this. ठीक है? So drift philosophy. कहता शुरू करते हैं कहानी. When a potential difference is applied across the ends of a conductor. When a potential difference is applied across the ends of a conductor, an electric field is set up inside the conductor. Underline this. Shak hunda banda vish cheez da. An electric field is set up inside the conductor. The free electrons being negatively charged particles, the free electrons being negatively charged particles experience a force in a direction opposite to the electric field. Experience a force in a direction opposite to the electric field. इसीलिए बोलते हैं that they move from a lower to a higher potential. ठीक है? लिख लो. That is, they move from a lower to a higher potential. That is, they move from a lower to a higher potential. Stop. In doing so, they collide with the jagah, I think we should use the word among. They collide among themselves and with the atoms and ions of the material. And with the atoms and ions of the material. So, these collisions are inelastic in nature. These collisions are inelastic in nature. Next line, Saju. The average time between any two successive collisions the average time between any two successive collisions is called relaxation time. And then करो बेटे अलग definition पूछी जाती है, is called relaxation time. Correct follow tau. Relaxation time का जो symbol है that will be tau. Torque वाला hence the electrons drift through the conductor. अगर और इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड है तो इलेक्ट्रॉन इतों टकरा मारते हुए जाएंगे, ठीक है। जैसे मर्जी बना रहे हैं, क्या देख के बना रही है, कुछ भी बाहर सीधा निकालो। ड्रिफ्ट स्पीड एक्चुअली ड्रिफ्ट वेलोसिटी ना लिखो हेडिंग भी, ड्रिफ्ट स्पीड लिखो, कट गया ना। Drift speed is the average speed. Drift speed is the average speed with which the electrons move through the conductor. Drift speed is the average speed with which the electrons move through the conductor under the influence of a, क्या कहते हो? Under the influence of a potential difference. Under the influence of a potential difference. Drift velocity drift speed is of the order of 10⁻⁴ meters per second. This is actually superimposed on random thermal motion. Shneet, देख रहा है, गाली चक दे हमें. This is actually superimposed on random thermal motion. Which is of the order of 10⁻⁶ meters per second. Plus 6 है. अजीब नहीं है वैसे. That is random thermal motion. During random thermal motion, the net charge passing through any cross section is 0. So motion जरूर होती है उस वक्त भी. When we have not applied a potential difference, still there is random thermal motion. Thermal motion means due to temperature, but there is no charge passing through any cross section. जितना charge cross section के अंदर निकल जाता उन्हें इधर निकल जाता है. Therefore, random thermal motion is of the order of 10 to the power 6 meters per second, not responsible for current. Drift speed 10 to the power minus 4 meters per second, responsible for current. इसका मतलब है potential difference लगाने नाल net charge that passes through any cross section is at a very small rate, 10 to the power minus 4 meters per second. Random thermal motion is not responsible for current, whereas drift speed is. Random thermal motion is not responsible. अगर दोनों के पूछे, what is the drift speed during random thermal motion? 0. Drift speed means under the influence of potential difference only. When we are not applying the potential difference, this does not mean the electrons are at rest. They are not bound anywhere. They are moving. But the net charge passing through any cross section is 0. लिखते हैं. Random thermal motion is not responsible for any current, as the net charge passing through any cross section of the conductor is 0. As the net charge passing through any cross section of the conductor is 0. Drift speed. Drift speed, which is of the order of 10 to the power minus 4 meters per second, is responsible for current. अब एक बात बताओ, तार ले जाना बाहर ले लॉन्ग ओके बल्ब लाया हैप्पी दे बल्ब ठीक है वो तार की लंबाई से कोई से 50 मीटर्स सो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जाते हैं 10 to the minus 4 मीटर पर सेकंड पे वो बल्ब जगने को कितनी देर लगेगी ये एवरेज स्पीड है एवरेज स्पीड द डिस्टेंस स्पीड टू टाइम कर सकते हैं एवरेज स्पीड है एवरेज स्पीड इज दैट यूनिफॉर्म स्पीड कि अगर कैन यू कैलकुलेट इट 50 over 10 to the power minus 4 अगर करोगे तो दिस वुड बी 15 to 10 to the power 4 आई थिंक इट विल टेक a couple of days I think it should take a couple of days for a bulb to glow. चल जगा दें यार परसों ऑन कर दें जग जाएगा. ड्रिफ्ट स्पीड तो बहुत कम होती है. इलेक्ट्रॉन्स यहाँ से चलेंगे वहाँ तक पहुँचेंगे या ड्रिफ्ट स्पीड की वैल्यू कर देती मैं. Exactly. But if you try to calculate the drift speed, really the speed, that is very less. टक्कर मारते जा रहे हैं इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. अभी तेज मोशन बन गया. ठीक है ना? But the fact of the matter is that there are electrons all through the wire. This information that an electric field has been set up travels with the velocity of light. It's an electromagnetic wave. Okay. Potential difference established हो गया. So throughout the material, it is not the statement that I was speaking wrong. इसके electrons ने यहाँ से वहाँ जाना है. This is what she got. यहाँ से वहाँ नहीं जाना. It is just that it was already full. और throughout motion simultaneously established होती है. ठीक है? And electrons are so light कि अगर तुसी वायर नो मोर तरोड़ भी दियो, still inertia का कोई इफेक्ट उस पे नहीं पैदा. बट द डिवाइस के तारों को ऑलमोस्ट स्ट्रेट रखो because शायद कुछ तो थोड़ा फर्क पड़. बट देयर मास इज सो लेस मोर मड़ भी जाते हैं ऐसे जो है वायर हैवी है. नो प्रॉब्लम because all paths are basically straight line paths only ना. the parabolic at a few places also. ठीक है? क्योंकि वेलोसिटी कितने हो रहा है, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड कितने हो रहा है, and when the velocity of the charged particle is high, proved it in your batch that they're in your batch again. Then the path is parabolic. ठीक है? So I think काफी कुछ हो गया. एक और पॉइंट लिख लो. When we press the key, the electrons throughout the wire begin to move instantly and simultaneously. The electrons throughout the wire begin to move instantly and simultaneously. Despite a force acting on it, despite a force acting on it, despite a force acting on it, despite a force acting on the electrons, the electrons do not gain large amounts of kinetic energy. But simply drift through the material. पहले भी रेस्ट पे नहीं थे, वो लाइन बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है. That drift speed is actually superimposed on random thermal motion. Random thermal motion में drift zero. डाउट पूछना किसी ने मल्टीपल चॉइस में से, पहले चैप्टर में से. चलो आज के लिए इसको खत्म करते हैं, इसे बंद करते हैं. अंश कितने गए? अच्छा वो चल रहा है कुछ गोड सी वाली कहानी.